Hi everyone, I'm Lou. Welcome to my channel and welcome to your December 2023 forecast. So these are a general astrology and tarot card reading. I do recommend that you watch for your rising sign first, okay? That's going to be the most accurate, and then you can watch your sun sign and your moon sign if you want to fill in the extra details. Please do subscribe to my channel. That really helps me to continue to make these forecasts. And as always, I wish to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land that I'm doing this reading from, the Gumbaynggirr people, and recognize their continued connection to their culture and country. And I pay my respects to the elders past, present, and emerging. Let's do it. Hello there, Libra. Welcome to your December 2023 reading. So it's Sagittarius season. We're looking at your third house, the illusion. Interesting because the third house represents your mind, okay? It represents your thought habits, your thought patterns. It represents your communication. So like how you communicate to other people, communicating with other people, but also how you communicate internally, so your inner dialogue, and how you communicate with the universe as well. So lots of things coming up around that, like as well as your immediate environment, your responses, your reactions to the immediate environment around you. And with this illusion card, we're needing to be aware of illusions within your thought patterns, within your thought habits. So being like deceived, delusioned, having delusions around certain things. So what that means, what I'm trying to say is to just bringing some deliberate focus, deliberate awareness around your thoughts during this month is going to be super important for you, Libra. Questioning your thoughts, like challenging your thoughts. Now, the reason for this is because we have a Mercury retrograde this month. So Mercury is going to be retrograde. It's going to start in Capricorn on the 13th of December, so that's your fourth house. But then as Mercury moves backwards, and on the 23rd of December, it will move into Sagittarius, into your third house. So that's a strong position to have Mercury retrograde in, because it's the house that Mercury naturally rules. So it's the house of your mind. Mercury is the planet of your mind. So there's a lot going on here in terms of activating your thoughts and your mind and your subconscious mind particularly. So there's going to be a lot of things coming up from the subconscious, thoughts coming out from the subconscious this month and into January, and that you're being asked to challenge them. There may be illusions. There may be like things coming up, especially with that fourth house component, Libra, at the beginning of the month, from the 1st of December, really, because we're in the pre-retrograde shadow, until the 23rd of December. You're looking at your childhood in that fourth house space. So we're looking at things coming up from your childhood, belief systems, programmings, woundings, traumas, reactions that were formed during those formative years of your childhood that are still operating in the background in your subconscious mind. If they're coming up for you, if there's any angst, if there's any uncomfortable emotions coming up for you, know that these are illusions that are asking for your attention, for your conscious awareness to apply to that, so that you can make some shifts. The kinds of shifts that we make with the Mercury retrograde are shifts in your thought habits, which require us to challenge those habits in some way, okay, to challenge belief systems. Now, I am doing a separate video on the Mercury retrograde. I'll release that closer to the 13th of December. That's going to go into really specific detail around that Mercury retrograde, okay? And it is going to tell you, like, I'll do an individual tarot card reading for each zodiac sign as well. And it really helps you to know, like, how to work with that energy deliberately. It's going to be important for you, Libra, because that third house activation means it will be strong. So if you really are struggling, definitely come and watch that video. Come onto my channel, subscribe to my channel so you get notified. And watch that video, because it will help. It would help you to just bring a little bit of awareness, a little bit of consciousness around what's coming up for you this month. Now, your ruling planet, we'll take this one. Love that for you. Your ruling planet has been in your first house recently, throughout November was in your first house. Always beautiful to have your ruling planet in your first house. And then on the 5th of December, we'll move into Scorpio, into your second house. I love that the Empress card came out when I said that, okay, because that is the card that's ruled by Venus. So it's one of the cards that represents you as well, and it's come out in the upright position. It's a really positive sign. You're coming into this reading in a really strong positive space When Venus is in your first house, you're being recognized, you're being acknowledged, okay, for your beauty, for your strength, for everything that makes you uniquely you and precious, right? You're being cherished. Venus can make you feel very cherished and can draw other people to you who do cherish you. And I can see that with this Two of Cups in the environment as well. Two of Cups representing a connection. So it could be a connection with another person, past, present, or future. Maybe you are in a relationship. Maybe you are going to enter a relationship. Maybe, this is... It can be your relationship with yourself. Obviously, it's going to be your relationship with yourself as well, with this Empress card here coming in so strongly. And that's a focus for you for the next 18 months anyway, because you've got that North Node, South Node activation happening in your first house, 7th house over the next 18 months. The nodes there are going to be really challenging you to step into full alignment with who you really are in that really strong sense, that Empress sense, really embodying the Venetian components of you, your creativity, okay, your beauty, your power in the feminine, even if you identify as masculine, really embodying that feminine energy. And often that comes out as a connection with other people, with somebody else, because they come to mirror you. So this connection is here to mirror that to you, whether it's with somebody else or not. It can be your connection with the divine, right? But the connections we have with somebody else mirrors our connection with the divine anyway. So I love that the environment bringing this relationship in for you, Libra, in whatever capacity that looks like for you. Now, what the universe needs from you is 10 of Wands. Interesting card to have for that in that position, because it really does say that there is some level of jadedness is what I'm hearing for you, and that this is where this illusion card comes in, right? If there's some level of being jaded, and maybe this is around relationships, so maybe this Mercury retrograde for you is going to be around healing relationships. That can happen in the 3rd house, okay? Even though it's happening in the 3rd house, you're relating to other people. That's a relationship house, not necessarily partnerships, but relating to like siblings and neighbors and people close to you in your life. But what the other thing about it is, it's like I said at the beginning, it starts in Capricorn. So really, until the 23rd of December, you're really looking at that Mercury retrograde in the Capricorn component in your 4th house, and the 4th house is where we set up our attachment styles. So for you, Libra, maybe this Mercury retrograde is really getting you to look at your attachment style and look at how you attach to your primary caregivers in childhood, and look at how that's now playing out in your relationships. That could be a really good way for you to approach this energy this month, looking for any illusions within those attachment styles, within the things that come up from the surface around attachments with other people, because we project, don't we? We project past experiences onto new people. We project our caregivers' treatment of us onto our intimate partners, and that is an illusion. It's not real. I mean, we do attract people to us that match that, okay, but we don't have to if we address the fact that this is not truth, it's an illusion. So that's that Mercury retrograde is getting you to delve internally and look for these patterns and these belief systems that were set up in childhood, in order for you to overcome anywhere where that is no longer supporting you, no longer supporting the direction that you're wanting to go in. It requires strength. We have the Strength card and the Hangman card, 2 major arcana here. So there's powerful energy, and it does require strength to do this work. Let's just say you are in a new relationship, 2 of Cups. Let's say that for those of you that are in this new relationship, there's this requirement for you to come in it with a lot of inner strength. Okay, so we're not just folding into this person and losing ourselves, okay? And that definitely could be this narrative that comes up for you with the nodes over the next 18 months, because the North Node is opposing you. So the South Node is in Libra, is in your sign, and the North Node is in Aries, and that's challenging you to really show up in your relationship strongly as an individual, coming into interdependence is what I'm trying to say. which requires strength to maintain your own character, because Libras really tend to sort of mold into a relationship and lose themselves. Like that's a kind of a Libra tendency. Not all of you will resonate with that, but most Libras do, right? So this is this, if this relationship is coming up, if this is a relationship for you, it's requiring a lot of strength. Now, alternatively, if it's not involving another person, this is talking about having that strength to maintain your alignment with your inner being. And actually, even if it is involving another person, that's what it means. That's the message there for you, is to maintain that strength within your authenticity, of your uniqueness, of your independence, in order for you to be able to shift into interdependence when you're relating to other people instead of codependence, right? Rather than codependence. And we have the Hanged Man here, okay? This suspension energy has been coming out a lot. I think that's just that Mercury retrograde is sort of suspending us in time, especially with that fourth house component, because it takes us back into the past. That Mercury retrograde can bring a lot of things up from the past, especially fourth house bringing up childhood stuff from the past, and you're kind of feeling suspended, feeling very stuck and in limbo. When things from the past come up, it's like, oh my God, why am I dealing with this again? Is that kind of energy, is like repeating patterns, but it's for the purpose of you making shifts and reaching enlightenment. The Hanged Man is really a symbol of becoming enlightened, becoming more enlightened. So shedding light on these patterns, on these illusions, on this jadedness, on where you're feeling really weighed down and feeling encumbered is what I'm hearing for you, Libra, in order for you to then be able to shift that, to deliberately make changes so that you can move forward and evolve and grow in the way that you're supposed to. And we have the Chariot, forward movement, right? Forward momentum. And the World, I really love that. Okay. Now, the World card on the bottom of the deck can involve the actual world. So there could be foreign places, travel. Sometimes it happens when the World comes out, or it can be like, this is the undertone of this whole message. So there could be someone across the, like someone foreign, or you could be traveling or something like that. It is the holiday season, so maybe you're traveling the world and that is what's activating this, especially with this Chariot card. The Chariot really means moving into the unknown. Alternatively, what this means is that we're closing out a chapter. The World can also bring a lot of closure. So especially if there's things coming up for you with that Mercury retrograde from childhood, there is this opportunity to find closure here in order for you to move forward. Now, the Chariot requires us to move into the unknown and to be brave, to have this strength and this courage and the tenacity to move forward, even though you don't know what the outcome is going to be, Libra. Okay, even though that you cannot see it, because we don't really want to be in this Hanged Man space. We don't want to be stuck. We don't want to end up being stuck. And that can happen if you do not rise to the challenge of the Mercury retrograde. See, the Mercury retrograde is just an offering from the cosmos, okay? You do not have to take that offering. You can go unconscious and you can just muscle your way through a Mercury retrograde, deal with the drama, deal with the conflict, the confusion, and then come out the other side and just keep going with your life. Like, that's a choice you have to make. But it is an offering to make these shifts, to shift your perspective, okay? To shift your narrative, really, in order to move forward, which is scary. It can be very scary, especially if this narrative has been going on for a long time and has a hold on you. Illusions are maintained because they have a hold on you through fear. And so fear may be driving this, and fear of the unknown may be driving this, and this is this invitation to actually delve into the unknown and trust in the process. Trust that you will gain the closure you're looking for. Trust in your own strength, in your own character and your own person, that no matter what the outcome is, that it will all be okay. The universe always has your back and everything's always working out for you. And their forward momentum is going to be exactly what you need, no matter what it turns out to be. Now, I will just say that Venus traveling through your second house is going to bring up worthiness as well. So there's going to be this element of worthiness. And Venus, as it moves through the second house, is going to be making oppositions with Jupiter and Uranus over in Taurus in your 8th house. And so the opposition with Jupiter particularly is a very beautiful time. That's going to happen on the 10th. So around the 10th of December, there's going to be some really beautiful harmonious energy, some gifts, some miracles, some blessings, something uplifting, maybe to do with or to help you to feel a little bit more worthy. Maybe it's financial. It can be financial in the 8th and 2nd house for you, a financial blessing, a bonus or something like that. Or it could be just something that, some loving energy that helps you to feel a little bit worth or a little bit stronger in order to give you that strength you need to move into the unknown, to give you the inspiration and the passion to move into the unknown. We have deliver your greatest gift to the world. Yes, exactly what I've been saying with the Empress here. We've got Venus has just been in your first house, so you're really coming in strong, and your gift is your own authenticity, your own uniqueness. And the cards are telling you to deliver that to the world, to not hide, to not shy away, to not hide behind other people. Yeah, like to not lose yourself in other people and in your connections with other people in order to not have to show up. With the 3rd house being so heavily activated and Mars being in there, so Mars is going to be in your 3rd house all month until into January as well. So there could be a lot of heated conversations, a lot of so that's like your communication and your thought habits as well. And so there again, like I said, there may be this like fear that pulls you back and tells you to like bite your tongue, not say what you are here to say, but know that these cards are really encouraging you to speak your truth, to speak from your heart, not in an aggressive way. Like Mars can make us very aggressive, but it can also make us very passionate. And so that passion is what is needed from you, Libra. That passion is really what is needed from you to come from your authentic alignment, from your heart space, to really back yourself and to speak that truth into existence, okay? And that's going to help to unravel some of these illusions that are holding you back, that are blocking you from your full expression of being your full self. Now, at the end of the month on December the 26th, we have a full moon in Cancer, and that represents your 10th house. So this is going to be like some sort of releasing and letting go around your role in the world. And maybe that's why this, maybe there has been things that you've been doing in terms of maybe your job, your career, or just your place in society that has been hasn't been aligned and hasn't been in alignment with your authentic self, in your authenticity. And so there's going to be this emotional release at the end of the month around that full moon in Cancer, which I will do a separate video on as well, so look out for that. So we'll go into more detail with that moon then. But this release is going to be helpful in order for you to step into this authentic alignment and realize that your gifts, which most likely are going to be creative gifts, are worth it, okay? So oftentimes creativity, like the creative component of life, is undervalued, is what I'm trying to say. It's like the intellectual components of life are given more monetary value than creativity. And so it can be hard when our gifts are coming from a very creative space to value them, even though they're what the world really needs. And so you're stepping into that a little bit this month, Libra, really dipping your toes in the water of like, how valuable is my creativity, and can I make money out of it? Can I make a career out of it? Can I make something worthwhile out of it? And the cards are telling you to surrender frustration, which does not surprise me with Mars in that 3rd house. Like I said, there could be this clash. I mean, on the 28th of December, Mars will conjunct the Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius, so there could be some fiery conversations and a clash, and it could come from the deep sense of frustration. But know that frustration does not open any doors. The key to resolving a dilemma or dissolving a block is to take a breath, center yourself, and regroup so you may approach this situation more calmly. And I think that full moon in Cancer is going to give you that step away, that taking that breath, and really starting to release any frustration or any anger or bitterness that you're carrying, any of this jadedness that you're carrying around your position in this world, around your position in terms of like how you feel about being successful in life. Any frustration where you have felt like less than successful, you can really feel through that moon at the end of the month. Okay, so that is your reading for this month, Libra. Thank you so much for being here with me. Please do subscribe to my channel, and I will see you again next time. Take care.